Y'all killing me with this.
Ooh, yes. Just a couple hits now, folks. Just a couple, because we can't start the episode off, completely stoned out of our minds. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the What's Eating Ethan Klein segment. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what is eating Ethan Klein? I will tell you in a second, okay? So, like I said, I don't want to talk about Ethan every single episode, the whole episode, but we're going to touch in from time to time. This past week, Ethan had a run-in with one of Sneako's dedicated fans. Now, if you're not familiar with Ethan's beef with Sneako, I'll fill you in quickly. Ethan has always hated characters like Sneako, these right-wing cucks, you know what I mean? And Sneako's an actual cuck, so Ethan really, he shits on him any chance he gets. And recently, Ethan was on Bradley Martyn, his podcast, The Raw Talk or some shit, with Steiny. And those two are really good friends with Sneako. So Ethan gets on there, he starts talking a bunch of shit to the point to where they FaceTime with Sneako so that Sneako has a chance to defend himself, and Ethan kind of makes him look like an asshole. And I'm not gonna lie, in this run-in, Sneako's fan looks like an asshole. Like, I was kind of reserving this segment for like L's for Ethan, but he kind of handles this situation the way that you kind of should, because you can see right from the rip. This Sneako fan is like completely unhinged. This guy, for one, you shouldn't be running up to people's cars and shit like that. Just willy-nilly, just talking shit, you know what I mean? That's very immature. Not the right way to talk shit. If you want to talk shit, do it online like I'm doing. You know what I mean? Not any more mature, but a little more productive, if you will. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get into this clip with you guys so that we could really see what it's all about, and kind of see Ethan get a little bit of a taste of his own medicine when it comes to somebody's fan base being weaponized against somebody else. Let's give this a listen. Let's make sure the volume's good. Okay, here we go.
I was just curious, how come you don't like Sneako?
Oh, he's a piece of shit. You like him?
Yes. How come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that. Wasn't she in the IDF? People like to bring this up about Hila, but they always bring it up for the wrong reasons. I'm going to tell you why you really should be concerned about her time in the IDF in a little bit. But people always like to bring it up like generalizing it. Oh, you were in the IDF, as if people had a choice. They don't. Ethan brings that up here. He says, oh, it was mandatory service. You know what I mean? She had to do it. Once again, there are other reasons to talk about why she was in the IDF that we'll get into in a second. But I want you to look at Ethan's face right now. He looks very, very like in the middle. Like he looks like fucking crazy right here. You know what I mean? Like he's getting ready to really come unhinged. And Hila looks like she's egging it on. She really is like the puppet master behind this guy. You know what I mean? But let's go back a little bit and check out this interaction initiate again. Ethan's face looks so depraved. He looks like a psychopath. It's insane, dude. And the way he's clacking the gum with his jaw. You see a guy who's chewing his gum like this, you cannot trust a guy who's chewing his gum like this, I'm telling you. It's very tense, you know what I mean? The reason why a guy's chewing his gum like that, with his jaw clenched, with the muscles right next to the ears, clenching up like that, is because this guy's probably got so much shit going on in his life, so much tension, stress, or guilt, that if he wasn't chewing that gum, he'd be grinding his teeth down to fucking nothing. So to me, that's a very bad sign. You see somebody chewing some gum like this. So let's check out this shit. Ethan looks insane.
I was just curious, how come you don't like Sneako?
Oh, he's a piece of shit. You like him?
Yes. How come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're...
He starts clacking his gums even faster. Why do you say that? Now he's about to get real ramped up. You see him, he's going to step up in the seat. He's going to be like, I'm about to give this guy a viral fucking moment that he's never going to forget. by just handling it like a gentleman, I guess. I don't know.
Wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's
She was born
sad. That's terrorism, bro.
there. She was born there.
See, this is what I'm talking about, though, with this Sneako fucking idiot right here. The whole it was terrorism thing, that's a little stupid. You know, mandatory service, I mean, so what, are you just going to call all of them terrorists? Like, you got to do it if you're a citizen there. It's not like here in America where you have a choice, you know. You could choose to be a military fucking beefcake, idiot, musclehead, whatever you want to call him here in America. Where Hila was born, you don't have that choice, right? So to be like, oh, you're all terrorists or whatever, that's a little fucked up. You know, a lot of them, they get office and administrative work. But Hila didn't. Like I said, more on that later. But yeah, see, so Ethan, he's actually kind of handling this like a gentleman. He's like, you know, it was mandatory service. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But this guy, once again, a Sneako fan. These Sneako fans are not very bright. He's handling this like a complete jackass. Watch this.
That's sad. I feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro.
Look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan.
I love that. He's like, you look like a rapist, Ethan. You look like a rapist. Oh, my God. Now, the funny thing about this is they end up talking about this on the H3 show, which we're not going to get into. And when they do talk about it, oddly enough, they bring this guy's Instagram page up, and this guy looks like more of a pedophile than Ethan ever would. So that I thought that was just funny as hell. That it's the pot calling the kettle black, like you would not believe. You know, it's very interesting. Now, let me give you my insight as to why people should talk about Hila's time in the IDF. Instead of sitting there saying like, "Oh, you were in the IDF, you're a terrorist." Everyone that's in Israel has had to do the IDF thing. You know what I mean? As soon as you're 18 or whatever the legal age is, they make you do it. So to sit there and say that, it's a very weak ass point. And like I said before, a lot of these people that are going in there, they're getting like office administrative work. You know, it's not like they're all out there raiding Palestinian villages and you know, offing children and fucking people's lives up. It's not all of them. You know, a lot of these people, they go in, they do some secretary work, 9 to 5 for their service term. Then they just move on with their lives. They ship a new group of 18-year-olds in to rinse, wash, and repeat, whatever you want to call it. Here's why Hila's situation is a little bit different. I found this in the H3 Snark subreddit, which I'm a little disappointed in these guys. You know what I mean? Because we were starting to form a little bit of a bond, you know? I came across the H3 subreddit, the Stark subreddit. I was really digging the fact that they were shitting on Ethan. I was getting ready to cover Ethan, so I was finding a lot of good juice in there. We were starting to form a little bit of a symbiotic relationship, I thought, you know? I was posting my clips on there. They were very responsive. They were posting my clips. I was digging it. The mod team was reaching out. You ever need an H3 clip? You let us know, champ. We got you. And I was loving it. I ended up posting that clip that we just went over now. They ended up locking it, putting a disclaimer on it, talking. I was like, whoa, nobody can comment or like on this thing? Like, we need to spread this thing around. What's going on? They didn't even talk to me about it. They completely locked the post up. They put it not safe for work. You scroll through the subreddit, it's fucking blurry. You can't even see it unless you click on it. Come on, guys. What are we doing? I thought we were all just talking shit on H3. What's going on? You really, you didn't, I'm not mad. Just a little disappointed. But anyway, I got this one post from that H3 Snark subreddit. And in the post, there was a video. And the video had talked about Hila's time in the IDF and how she makes it out to seem like she didn't really have like all that crazy of a role in there, and how like her time was innocent, maybe office administrative, just like I explained. But then you watch this clip that this person posted, and Hila and Ethan are kind of talking a different game. Like, they're talking as if Hila didn't like the office administrative work and ended up opting in to change her job to get something a little more exciting. Maybe like raiding Palestinian villages and offing kids or something. I don't know. You know, so let's check out the clip and you can hear it straight from their mouths. This is actually kind of rich, you know what I mean, if I have to say so myself. Let me make sure the captions are off because I hate captions with a passion.
I don't even frankly know what they're referencing here, but people take it for granted without even clicking it.
I guess.
But I do remember what Hila said. It's that she wanted to switch. She was bored at her first outpost.
Ooh, now, listen to that. She was bored at her first outpost. Now, watch what this clipper ends up doing right here. They point out a very interesting fact. Watch what happens with Hila's facial expression right here. Watch this. Look at that. Now, if I could just go back, let me see. Does this thing do the, it doesn't do seconds. Does it? No, it doesn't go by seconds. All right, I'm going to do this by scrolling. Look at the side eye that she gives Ethan right after he says that. It's insane. You see that side eye? As soon as he says to the audience, oh, well, she was a little bored with her first outpost. She gives him this side eye like, you motherfucker, bro. We're live right now. You cannot say this stuff on live. You're going to out me in front of like 40,000 people. Then another 250,000 are going to see the clip. We can't do this, Ethan. You're fucking my whole shit up. So now she's starting to get worried about this live stream, right? Now this clipper goes in to do the justice. Watch this.
A few moments later.
So they claim that she thought it was too boring and she wanted to do something more exciting. So she wanted to be placed with the brigade. So that already is insanely bad faith framing, which everybody takes for granted.
Now, this is interesting. Ethan's talking about the same thing I'm talking about. He's saying everyone in this H3 snark subreddit are talking about how Hila lied in her role in the IDF, how they're making it seem like she wanted to go out on raids and different things like that. And basically what people are doing, it's bad faith framing. Like they're framing Hila to look like a bad person. They're doing it in bad faith. But really, they're just kind of taking the stuff that you said and putting some dots together, really, is all they're doing. I mean, if the desk job was too boring for you, what other job could you want that's a little more exciting? Maybe something that has to do with this? I don't know. We'll find out later. So I find this to be very odd right here that they're talking about this as if they did not say the things that they said. Now, they're going to bring up a link that's in this post that they're going over that has an unedited podcast clip of Hila talking about exactly this. Let's give it a listen.
They didn't even click the link as far as I could tell.
There you go.
So my job was to, like, when they send officers or like people to go serve, I had to like logistically help with like their hotel or a room, things like that. But it was all on the computer. It just felt like some computer thing.
Right. Okay. So like, secretary.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was super boring, and I really hated it because it was just like I had to take a bus super early, go there, spend the whole day, go back home. I hated it.
Okay, so now Hila's talking about how boring her role was. Basically saying anytime they sent somebody to like the town that we were in that was like part of the higher ups, I had to find their hotel rooms. I had to make accommodations for them. I had to do all the booking. I had to do all the computer work, all the talking to everybody, setting up their cars, everything like that, logistically, the whole nine. It was boring as hell. She had to take a long bus ride, spend the whole day at work in the office, doing whatever, taking a long bus ride home, and then doing the same thing all over again the next day. It wasn't for her. Now, listen, she talks about the same thing that a lot of people are accusing her of, that she changed her role for something a little more exciting. What other jobs are there out there? I mean, you could be a medic, but if she was a medic, trust me, they'd be bragging about it, okay? They wouldn't be sitting here, like, just leaving it so nonchalantly, like, No, I just changed my role for something a little more exciting. The way these two virtue signal, if she was a medic or something, they'd be patting themselves on the back over it. They'd be excited. They'd be chomping at the bit to brag to you about that. So the fact that they're keeping it a little more vague, that's what people are bringing up. That's what people harp on. They go, well, what was it? Why won't you talk about it? You know what I mean? There has to be something there. Listen to this.
So I tried to change my role. And it was something like you can apply for it, and it's a form that you fill out, and then they're going to give you something else, completely random.
Different
you have no
position,
idea.
different post,
Yeah.
different location.
So I decided to do that, and if I don't like the second one, then I'll just find a way to get out of the army.
It was that bad?
Yeah, I just didn't. I hated everything about it. Didn't want to do it.
So, I mean, you hate office work that much that you got to figure out a way to like fucking be out there in the field with the commandos, you know what I mean? I find that a little sus, you know, so let's give a round of applause to H3, and that'll be the end of our first segment that we have called What's Eating Ethan Klein. Stop back in next week and we'll jump back in and talk about Ethan Klein a little more. What I want to get into next is this Nikocado avocado fucking guy. All right.
And hold my fart like a bong rip.